Hi, welcome back to Comfortable Conversations. My name is Samantha,
I'm Levante.
and today we'll be talking about just topics of is it considered cheating?
Yes.
I'm single now. I used to be in a relationship, and these are topics I just kind of have from different people,
hmm
or whatever the case may be. So it's not like basically like, oh, I've been cheating in a relationship. No, I wasn't cheated on, or
hmm
anything like that. It's just basically things that I want to talk about with
Yeah.
other people. Um, like, what is your definition of cheating? Like, some people might have different definition. Well, everybody has different definition of what they consider cheating to be. I had a conversation with one of my friends one time. They were like, "Yeah, if my significant other is doing things where it's like without my knowledge, that's considered cheating."
hmm
I know one of my friends at one point she had a boyfriend and he didn't like her to use her vibrator. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that he was using her
No.
vibrator.
He
That's what
didn't
I
want her
heard.
to use her
Okay.
vibrator. So he was like, "That's considered cheating. Like you're using something
No,
else on yourself, and
that's
I'm
taking it
not
too far.
pleasure." Yeah, right. So I'm like, is that considered cheating?
Mm-mm.
So of course, everybody have their different ways of different, how they consider cheating. Me, I'm just a simple person.
hmm
I feel like if you're doing things and you feel like you gotta hide it from me,
hmm
that's considered cheating to me. It's
Oh, I see
like,
what you mean.
you're okay, for example, people always say like, oh, like with I'm gonna bring the subject to religion for a minute,
hmm
and it's like, okay, would you do sinful things, and if God's watching you, would you do it?
hmm
That's the same thing like a relationship.
hmm
If you're in a relationship and you know for a fact, like, dang, if I do that to my girl, if she was right here, I wouldn't do that with my girl right here or
hmm
my dude right here. Those, yeah, those.
hmm
It's like it's a starting baseline of the cheating. Like you're
I,
basically hiding things at
I
that
see
point.
what you mean. I feel like it's another term for that. I don't feel like it's not specifically cheating. It,
Hmm.
it can lead to that,
Yeah,
whether it's like if that starts in the early part or whether it's deep into the relationship. But
yeah.
I feel like it's another term for. I don't feel like if you're doing something and you're hiding it from them, whether it may not be like something that you're doing. I feel like cheating to me is when you are
The
stepping out the
physical act.
relationship and you're doing something with another person that's not within your relationship.
Mm.
But other things, some people are more sensitive to things, or they're more controlling in relationships, or they like to manipulate. So it
Hmm.
just depends on it's different on each person with each relationship.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, like cheating is when you're stepping out and mess with someone else sexually or just talking to them. Well, not talking, but I mean, depending on the
Entertaining.
conversation.
Entertaining.
Yeah,
Yes.
entertaining them in a particular
Okay.
way.
I honestly do feel like that too, because a
hmm
lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm not cheating on you," but are you entertaining that person? Are you
hmm
making them feel very much like how I would feel?
hmm
Are you giving them certain compliments, like, "Babe, you look good today,"
hmm
like,
Yeah.
or are you making them feel like much more important than just a friend?
Yeah.
That's like kind of like how,
Yeah.
okay, yeah,
hmm
you wouldn't, I wouldn't do that to you.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to me? Type of
Right.
thing.
Right.
Or, for example, you might have like a significant other and they have like an opposite sex friend
hmm
and it's just strictly friendship, whatever. But everyone usually always, not everyone, some people usually always say, oh, they can't have a best friend of the opposite sex
hmm
because someone eventually is going to have feelings, or they
hmm
at least had feelings before.
hmm
And I kind of feel that it's kind of true at some point, because I
hmm
feel like every guy friend that I've ever had has wanted to at least,
hmm
dabble in this kind of pond over here.
I cannot. hmm
I just like, it's really up to the trust at that point, because
hmm
everybody have different definitions of love.
Yeah.
They could say, oh, the gift given, the sex, and the physical attention, all that stuff.
hmm
Like, I feel it's like trust, communication.
hmm
Those are type of love for me. And it's like if you're giving that kind of to someone else, if you're giving all that to someone else, it's like I don't have trust for you at that point.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I can't communicate to you anyway in a kind of like any kind of way anymore. And it's like then I'm a kind of start to kind of like backtrack, and then people are like, oh, well, then it's your fault because you're not opening up, you're not telling them how you feel. And it's like
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to tell you to not disrespect me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just common sense.
Yeah.
And like everybody always say, you will do for who you want to be with. You will do anything for them just to kind of keep them in your life.
hmm
Um, Even if it's just like, oh yeah, you're always busy. It doesn't take too long to say, hey babe, thinking about you, I miss
Right.
you. You
Right.
know.
I mean, it's different between each person.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's different. I don't know how true that is because I feel like that's true for a lot of people, but not all. It's just
Mm-hmm.
I don't know everybody. But it's
Yeah.
like even if the two friends, even if one of them may have feelings, that person doesn't always act upon it. They may just
Yeah,
have those
they don't
feelings.
want to cross it.
They
Yeah.
don't want to mess up their friendship, or just they may be in something with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And because
They just feel probably comfortable in that kind of
yeah,
standpoint. It's like, I don't want to mess up our friendship,
hmm
but we're
yeah,
good where we at. I don't want to cross that
right,
boundaries of,
right,
because what if it happens that, okay, yeah, we crossed that boundaries and now we can't never go back to that. Me personally, I could just cross that boundary, and if it doesn't work out, I could still be friends with that person. It depends, because it really depends on how deep emotionally I am invested into that person, and also physically too, because I feel like once you kind of get really physical with that person, it's like more, and I think that's where emotional kind of gets deeper. The emotions kind of get deeper when you get physical with that person, because
That's
it's
true.
like, it's just not only just sex at that point. It's like you get into know that person's body and everything with that person.
Yeah.
And in me personally, before I'm just like getting to do that kind of stuff with people, I like to know you intellectually and emotionally, spiritually, definitely, before I kind of see like, hey, yeah, this is kind of let me just hop in the sheets or in the bed with you kind of thing. Like, no, I need to know who you are as a person before you kind of just get in between me legs.
Exactly. I was having a conversation with my manager like last month, and she's, from what I get from her, she's kind of toxic in her relationship.
Oh,
she asked, and it was funny because me and you had the conversation about, is it cheating, and then she brought up like, is it cheating? Because she was like, her boyfriend, she was like, is it cheating that my boyfriend likes, like, he be liking other like females pictures on Instagram? And I was like, does he know those females? Or she was like, they're just Instagram models. I was like, if they're just Instagram models, no, that's not cheating. It's just, if it's people that he doesn't know, I could see if it was like people that he knew personally and he was like talking to them or interacting with them. But if it's just random girls, like celebrities or Instagram models that he doesn't know and he's just liking the pictures, that's nothing. To me. That's no issue to be worried about. That's more of her being insecure and jealous of the whole situation.
Yes.
So that was my take on it. Then she started talking about how she kind of enjoys being physical as far as like hitting him and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, that's toxic.
Oh, that's way past toxic at that point. Girl, you need to be like, you should.
Right.
I personally don't think, and I've been in a situation with my ex before, and he's always like, oh, you're very physical. I'm like, I don't think I'm physical. It's more like a playing around type of thing, whatever. But if you're like to the point where you just really want to physically put your hands on someone on purpose and try to hurt them, no, baby, you need to see a shrink. You need to go to a psychiatrist. You need to go to a psych ward. Like, you should not be putting your hands on someone, because at that point, when you're getting put hands on you, then you're going to be calling victim. Like, no, it's never a right time. And I'm not condoning any type of violence at all. That's just not how it is. I just feel like you should be keeping your hands to yourself, unless you just kind of like that kind of thing in the bed, okay? But no.
It's a way you go about it. It's a difference between if it's sexual and you're playing around fighting versus you getting upset during a conversation. You feel the need to lash out, and do the physical.
And then even
thing.
if it's like your conversation gets very, very crazy and it gets very aggressive, take the time, walk away. And I feel like also too, this is why cheating can kind of come into play. Like, when you're upset and angry and you want to go out and talk to other people and vent, I feel like you should not be venting to, sometimes, me personally, I feel like you shouldn't be venting to someone that's single, or someone that possibly could have had feelings for you or have feelings for you, because like, they're only going to give you their input on how they feel about the situation. They're not going to give you your honest opinion, I like to go to people, if I'm in a relationship, I like to go to people that's already in a healthy relationship, like married couples that's been married for years, not no 10 years type of thing. I need to know 20 years, because after 5 years, 10 years, people start to like, oh, I don't want to do this no more. It's like, work it out. What happened to the times when people used to work out the relationship and have conversations and talk things out? Everybody's like, oh, I just don't want to deal with it. That's my deal breaker. I'm done. I'm like, no, I understand there's deal breakers. I get it. But there's things of compromising. There's things where it's like, that's what I always people all the time. I think I watched a video with Keke Palmer and Steve Harvey, and he was like, write down your list of your pros and cons when it comes to that person. And if your cons outweigh the pros, you need to go back and think, is this really a deal breaker? Is this something that I can say, I don't want to deal with this person anymore because they just no. Like, for instance, if they chew too loud, or if they snore, You get your little what is it called? Sleep apnea thing, or
Mm-hmm.
you know, your little bed that goes up so it could be elevated properly.
Yeah.
Like there's ways you could kind of like go around that kind of thing, but nowadays people don't want to do that.
Right.
And it's so sad because I was literally just talking to my friend about this yesterday, and I was just like, I'm so very much old school, despite my age, and I'm very young. I like to be not, I want to say even catered to. Like, where's the chivalry? Where's like you come to my
Mm-hmm.
door and you bring flowers? Like that's what I love. Every girl likes flowers,
Mm-hmm.
except for the because I was literally talking to him yesterday, and he was like, "I'm so glad you brought this conversation up, where you know about the whole flowers thing," because he went on, he tried to go on a date with this girl,
Mm-hmm.
and he bought her flowers, and of course he's a like, older, you know,
Mm-hmm.
guy. I think he's like older 30s or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "Yeah, you know, me personally, that's kind of I get to know the guy, like the
Mm-hmm.
girl and everything like that. I bring you flowers and everything like
Mm-hmm.
that," and the girl was like, "Oh, you bought me flowers?
Oh,
Oh,
she
you
did
must
all
be
that?
broke."
Oh,
And I was
wow.
like, "Oh."
That's crazy.
Like I was so mad
That
when he
reaction
told
is
me
crazy.
that. Really, and
Yeah.
I was like, you had the audacity to call him broke, baby girl. He's
Yeah.
bringing flowers.
Flowers.
Like, bring me the flowers. I'm okay with it. I get some people don't like it because they have different meanings to it. Some people are like, oh, well, flowers die too easily. That means you're basically telling me that this is gonna die really easy, or we're not gonna last.
That's looking too deep into it. And
Right.
being negative and looking too deep.
It's just like you're a negative mindset person. You need to fix your you need to fix that.
Yeah.
And think it is the person is showing you caring. They're coming to you and say, hey, you know, if you had a bad day, flowers can cheer you up.
Mm-hmm.
It means that someone's thinking of you, someone's caring to say, hey, you know, I want to make sure you're having a great day.
Right.
You're as beautiful as these flowers, or whatever the case may be. But these
Right.
women nowadays are making it so much harder
They
for
are.
women that want to, you know, be catered to properly.
Yeah.
Not being flued out.
A lot of people are different. Some women look at what they see off social media, what's happening to them. Other people are
and the celebrities.
Yeah, celebrities. Some people are traditional. Some people are non-traditional. Some people are into like the different gestures. Some people are very materialistic. It just depends on the person. So when it comes to getting something for somebody, they may be materialistic. They may want something more than flowers. Some people may just like the gesture, a simple gesture. You know, it just depends. So they may be looking at, oh, this person did this, this, and that for that person. But you can't be judging your life and trying to go off of what other people are doing on social media, because that's either a front or that's just their life. You at a different stage in your life. Don't be, you know.
And I always tell people all the time too, like, if you can't do it for yourself, don't expect the man to do it for you. Like me personally, if I'm going on a date with a guy, I'm still gonna have my cut of my pay, of my food or whatever we're gonna do. I still always have money for myself, just in case if he doesn't have it all together. I get it. Life is hard, you know. Inflation.
Very much. Life is insane at this point.
So I get it, you know. So I don't try to be, you know, so pressure on the guy. Like, oh my gosh, you gotta pay for my meal. You gotta pay for my movie ticket. You gotta pay for my gifts and stuff like that too. Like, no, we're gonna take it easy. And on top of that, we're getting to know each other.
Yeah.
Those are type of things where it's like we're dating.
Yeah, you're further along into the relationship.
Yeah, like why Kim go on a picnic? Like it doesn't take much.
Right.
Like
something simple but still
go on a walk in the park somewhere. Go to find like a little lake or something, or a pond, and just watch some koi fish or somewhere. That's like those are cute little things to do.
It don't take a whole lot, you know. It's more about the interaction between each other and what you share between each other and all that. It doesn't have to be this whole grand
gesture.
Event.
And nowadays with the generation of girls that we are living with now, they're so much caught up in wanting to be a city girl. But you have to realize these city girls have the money to do those things for themselves. So don't expect to say, oh, I want a man to fly me out to Dubai or something. Okay, he gonna get you a one-way ticket to Dubai. You have to find your way back home, baby girl.
So don't be sitting out there looking stupid. Right. And a thing like that, you gotta watch those, because those relationships may not always last that long, because they're lacking the connection between the guy.
Those are social media relationships.
Yeah, they don't spend the time trying to connect with that person. They're so focus on the material things and the gestures and doing all this and that, the grand things, but not trying to really get to know that person and build something with that person. They just want this and that done for them and all this money spent. So that's not gonna last.
Yeah, I see those relationships as just basically social media relationship, where it's like you're doing certain things just for the fans and just for the likes and stuff like that.
People,
like even in Summer Walker's song, she had said that, you know, her ex or baby daddy, whatever he was only doing like certain dates and stuff just for the gram. They weren't doing it on a regular basis. They weren't doing it without the cameras and everything. It's like, for what? I don't want to be your woman just for the
Right.
sort of limelight and for the show. Like, I want to actually be your woman.
Right.
Take care of me and I
Exactly.
take care of you.
Right.
Simple as that. That's just kind of how it was back in the day. Like, happy wife, happy spouse, happy house. Come on now.
Speak it, tell it.
Like, people don't understand that at all. And it's like, we need to go back. And I feel like it also just stems down to the parental just upbringing. Like, if you're not being raised properly, you're being raised by social media celebrities. No, you have your standards and your priorities all the way messed up. You need to be raised properly and to be taught the ways of this world and of dating and everything, because it's just making it harder now for people to actually want to be in a relationship, to want to be in and build a life with someone.
Yeah,
I want to build a life with someone, and it's like you get these guys like, I had this horrible date one time. This guy thought that he could get some cookie after he bought me a $9 pizza. Talking about, and it was like a small little pizza, and he over here eating good. And I'm over here like, sir, I have my own money in my bag. I could have purchased my own food, but I did it on purpose to see how he is. And it's like, you're doing all this just to give him pussy. You ain't getting that, baby girl, baby boy. Stop, because you ain't going no farther than this date. And that's it. And that's why I hate people now too. It's like it's a secret. I always say innuendo, but it's not. It's like a hidden agenda. It's like, if you're taking me on a date, if you're trying to get to know me or whatever, just to get my pants, don't even try it. Yeah. Just get to know me for me. Then you might get some.
Right. I will say, like going to what you were saying before, be aware of who you get your advice from, and be able to think on your own, because you could get advice from different people and get a different perspective, but still be able to think on your own and make a decision. Don't try to base your relationship or your life on someone else's, because we're all different, and something that works for them may not work for you. So just take that different perspective, and you may want to take a little piece out of what they said and then apply it to your life, but still be able to, know how to read the room and work your own thing, your own relationship yourself, and not,
And therapy. Like, if you really want the relationship to really last and it to work, go to therapy, work on communication. Yep. That's really about it.
Communication is huge. It's
very much, because if you have communication, then you're going to have a trust. Then you're going to have, other things after that. But I feel like communication is the number one thing. If you don't have communication, what do you have?
Absolutely.
Like, you're just basically living and dealing with someone for the heck of it. Why?
Check out my channel. If you're interested in any other type of content, music related, dancing, comedy skits. Yeah, I'm going to link it somewhere. And go over there, check it out. If not, then stay over here. More to come.
Very much more to come. Okay. Bye.
See you.